the first week of January, it's 85 degrees in Los Angeles, so we're all just very happy. What you're looking at now was a parking lot, and it came complete with all those wonderful diagonal yellow lines and nice solid asphalt. Being a gardener, I started transforming it several years ago, and now, as you'll see, it's quite a miraculous place and pleases me as much as any garden I've seen. And we're located in Culver City, where I have 4 or 5 buildings full of wonderful things. Things for outside, things for inside, mainly things from Southeast Asia and the Far East. And I've created a personal aesthetic with these objects. I welcome you to it. Take these two in the back and then bring those up here, because it's not something that we don't really have to worry about. So I think these two in the back would be good. Then you can even bring the one with the colored leg back up here. And then we can find something else to put here. Okay? We don't even need it. We sold one of each of these pair, one with the sugar pine veneer shade and one with the black shade yesterday. So now we have to restore some balanced symmetry. Yeah, let's put the tray under it. Hold it up for me. You know, another thing we might do is pull it in a little bit more. I know at the beginning, Berto, we didn't want to have anything here. But now it looks like there's a funny empty space there. Now let's step back and see if we like that. Because that way there's nothing here and this doesn't show. Let's see what we think. Oh, I like that, you know? It's right in front of the Suzanne fabric. Do you like that for a change?
Yes, I like it.
Okay, and that gives us a little bit of space there. You know what we could put there? If you wanted to bring in a couple of those small water pots, we'll do it later on. But right now, I'm just going to straighten this up. It's not everyone is interested in this kind of work. He's the only one whom I employ who really enjoys and understands what I'm trying to do, so it makes it quite nice.
You work here and you work day by day, and you know Charles, he teaches you about so many things, how you can go forward and make everything straight, make everything beautiful. Actually in my house I try to put everything straight, everything clean, everything more in order. Actually my attitude is more, you know, more, she's not like a young man, like a teenager, no, not my, like more a man, more responsibility in my life. Everything has changed for good, you know. Much better.
So you didn't take any off and put them somewhere?
No, I didn't remove.
Okay. Okay, so in the corner, the same way as this one is. A month ago, this wall was just a brick wall. And then I came back from Turkey a few months ago and bought this textile, which is called the Zardozi. It's a tent hanging. And we needed a place to show it. And textiles are terrible unless you present them properly. So I thought about putting drywall up here, painting it the color of the office, and creating a vignette of sorts behind it with the sideboard and the bed and the chairs and the lamps. So it really came out incredibly beautifully. Okay, let's see. And keep jiggling with it until you get it to be balanced looking. The Chinese aesthetic is one of pairs. Everything's in pairs. And so I like that. But then, on the other hand, the Japanese aesthetic is about asymmetry. So I have both of those input into me, and sometimes a symmetrical arrangement works best, and sometimes an asymmetrical arrangement works best. This is totally symmetrical. There's 2 chairs, 2 pots, 2 plant stands, 2 bases. Even the way I put these Han vases together, there's a pair and then a single. So there's a peacefulness and there's a right way to show almost everything. But if you come over here in the Japan section, you'll see that there's very, very little symmetry here, with the exception of these 2 chaises, the black ones here. Because on that side you have an enormous step chest, and on this side you have a futon tansu where they would store their bedding that they used at night. So there's really not much symmetry here. The Japanese pieces don't need symmetry as much. They're very happy to be off balance, if you will. And all of these little tansus, these are ones that Juan, my gardener, has done. He's the one who's so good at all of this. So they like being asymmetrical, and they actually like being on their own. As you walk through the showroom, or even look around the garden, you'll see that there's a vast variety of cultural influences. I buy with an eye solely devoted to the concept of beauty. I buy things with the concept of mixing. I buy pieces that will get along well with each other, with all the other pieces. This figure is an alabaster nun from Burma. The nuns had their hands in their laps, and the monks had their hands in a reverential pose. They're not particularly a god, they're just a reverential object, so they slide in easily with either Japanese or Chinese things. The stone is very cool and very beautiful. They have good age. All of these low tables here are in the Japanese section only because of their height and because of their painted beauty. They're all from India, and they were used to do ceremonies for departed family members, puja tables. But they work wonderfully with the Japanese things. The lamp is from Italy, a very big favorite of mine. I find it one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Some of these things look like they were made to go together, as that lamp does with this candlestick and the screen behind it. It's a great look. So experience is the best teacher. As long as one has a consistent aesthetic and chooses according to that aesthetic, then everything gets along. There are no cultural wars here. There is no unhappiness among the pieces. Everything gets along. Everything is absolutely perfect.